So, Pillars of Eternity. Let's just start new game then. And then it says easy, normal, hard. Probably want easy for now. Maybe. Maybe not.
Recommend story time. Because it'll set it to the same amount of enemies as in normal. It'll just make the game a bit easier so that you can sort of play through it.
Okay. Alright, so... Let's see.
Because you can sort of...
Party can carry an unlimited number of camping supplies. I assume is a great thing.
Because it limits.
Or we can try Trial of Iron.
I mean, if you're trying Trial of Iron on like story time, you're probably not going to die anyway.
I don't know. I kind of don't.
I mean, you could probably go on normal, but
is story time easier than easy?
Reset instead of like reducing the amount of enemies, it puts the enemies to normal, but then gives you a bias in some of the rolls and such.
Okay. I'll just try that then.
Whereas, like, if you play on the hardest difficulty, it will buff the stats of all of the creatures and.
Obsidian Entertainment presents. Obsidian Entertainment. All right.
I didn't even check whether you were doing Trial of Iron or anything.
No, I didn't.
Hopefully not.
I didn't click it. You can automate your party members' actions in combat with AI settings accessed through their character sheets.
5 wagons grope blindly for the path on a starless night, their master glancing ever upward to the skies for assurance that he is on the right course. A dim lantern, his only protection against the encroaching darkness. But the skies bring no comfort, shining no light, betraying no hint of what they know. The caravan carries travelers bound for the frontier hamlet of Gilded Vale, you among them, where a local lord has offered land and wealth to settlers from abroad looking for a fresh start. You have taken suddenly ill, sweating and shivering, and one of the other travelers signals for the caravan master to stop on your behalf. He pulls up just in time to avoid plowing into the trunk of a fallen tree that bars the way ahead. You will go no further tonight.
Starting off nice.
Yep, it really does.
First character creation, male or female? Well, I'm gonna be male. The place of men in society varies from culture to culture. Cultures like, is it a deer? A deer?
Let me see.
Deer and Adir and the dire wood. That's what it is. Place them at the forefront of the military. Adir and dire wood. Among the tribes
over the blue wood.
Yeah, so we can go races. I probably want to select race before. No, I get this. Now we do race. Oh man. I can just imagine what this would be like with obnoxiously large heads. Godlike.
Yeah, there's also subtypes to each, so they give different bonuses as well sometimes.
Man, oh man, I don't know. What are the elves good at? Dominant race in Glenfath and the white that wins that are extremely common in Direwood and Adir. Elves are known for their speed and intelligence as well as commonly isolationist nature, dexterity and perception +1. Okay. Oh, yeah, so this one gives -1 might. I assume might is like strength for fighting and stuff.
Yeah. Each stat sort of affects its own area of things, and having positive or negative in each stat basically changes what interacts. So for might, it is damage and healing percentage, and gives you additional fortitude. Fortitude being sort of resisting internal physical attacks sort of thing, poison, disease and stuff.
Yeah.
Constitution, endurance, health and fortitude. This game does something interesting. It doesn't just have health bars. It has health bars and it has endurance. Your health will be damaged over time in combat. But endurance will take more of the damage, but will replenish after each fight or if they're not being hit for a short while. So it's sort of their in-combat energy. If their endurance goes down to 0, they basically faint, but they're not dead. So it's their own little way of making sure you don't die. Dex is your action speed and your reflexes. Perception is your interrupt. So each time you hit an enemy, you have a chance to interrupt them slightly, make them take a bit longer to do their action and stuff. And accuracy and reflex. Your spells more, your area of effect, your duration, and your will, which is your saving versus other spells. And then your resolve is your concentration, which is your ability to focus on spells and such. Your deflection, which is pretty much any melee or ranged attack. And your will for spell saves. You get to allocate a bunch more points in a bit.
I'm gonna go with human to start out because it seems like just like I don't know the starter thing that I could probably just get going on the game with. Learn what other things do over time. Krios, welcome, remember of life, good to see you. Gavin Rod, good afternoon. Pet's also watching now. I like how Twitch tells you when your Twitch friends are watching. That's kind of cool.
It's really kind of useful.
Okay, Savannah folk, ocean folk, or meadow folk. Most common humans in Direwood. Yes, common. Nah. Ocean folk originated near equator, other side of the globe. Most widespread human group in that region. Savannah folk. So these guys have fighting spirit once per encounter, 5 seconds after being reduced below 50% endurance. Folk temporarily gain bonuses to accuracy and damage.
All folk actually have the same starting ability.
Okay. So what's the difference between meadow, ocean, and savannah? What's the difference here? Is it just the backstory?
It's more just their sort of race in a sense for humans. If you go into some of the other types, because you can go to previous. So like the godlikes, they have 4 different types, and each one triggers different abilities at certain points.
Yeah.
Or you have like other sort of races which give their specific bonuses. Elves have 2 types, and their abilities can be quite useful. I prefer Wood Elf if I have to pick an elf, because they're useful at range because they gain a bonus to any enemy 4 meters or more away. So they just gain a bunch of stuff too. In melee units, it means that they gain bonuses to their defenses against ranged units. So.
But all the humans seem to be basically the same. Yeah.
The human races are the same.
They're pretty boring. Maybe I'll choose a different one.
My preference
what about
tends to be godlike or Orlan, but it depends on what I feel like playing.
Like
godlike's sort of generally
like this,
useful.
This moon godlike thing is like their freaking head is awesome.
They're also really powerful in when you put them on the front line, because when they take damage, the moon godlike specifically will replenish endurance to their parties when they're reduced down.
Wow.
So they can be quite powerful at keeping your entire party alive just at will.
You know, I'm gonna start.
Godlike.
I'm gonna start.
Recall.
I'm gonna start with that. Looks like. Did it just reset, or do I have to choose another character here? What happened? I hit next. I hit next. And it.
Oh no.
Body type.
Body type, because godlikes don't follow a certain body type, so you can change the height of them without. It won't give any bonuses or anything like that.
Okay.
But it changes what they look like almost in a sense.
Okay, class. Barbarian.
So if you have something in mind.
Chanter, Cypher, Druid, Fighter, Monk, Paladin, Priest, Ranger, Rogue, Wizard. Wow, okay.
It's
Godlike Wizard looks freaking awesome.
Similar to D&D, as I sort of said.
Yeah, and I don't have any experience in that to know. Working on that. And by working on that, I mean we'll have to work on that sometime.
Yeah.
What is
so
a
there's
Cypher?
A few classes.
Yeah, let's see.
So there's two weird ones, the Chanter and Cypher. Cypher are basically mind wielders, mind hunters as they're referred to in game.
Mm-hmm.
They basically have the power to buff their allies while controlling or debuffing their enemies.
Mm-hmm.
They can gain abilities to turn enemies to their side for a short duration, which can be quite useful if you're alone. And the Chanter gets more powerful as battles basically chant phrases which are basically like over a certain amount of time they gain points that they can then spend on abilities,
Mm-hmm.
and they tend to have powerful AoEs or invocations that they can just keep using consistently through the battle.
Wow, this is a little deeper than I expected it to be. This is like, I don't know why
Oh
I
no,
never heard of
it's
this game before, and why didn't I
in
hear about
depth
this?
if you feel like it.
Yeah.
You'd be
Arcane
surprised how
Assault.
many abilities there are as well.
You know, I'm gonna go with a wizard here. Gonna do it. Oh, now I have to choose all these different spells, or maybe yeah, I have to choose the
Find that you
spells I
have
want.
remaining points.
I have what?
You have remaining points. It on the window
Yeah,
bottom
yeah,
right.
yeah, yeah.
It's got like a little remaining thing.
Uh-huh.
You can just unclick something to like remove it. I don't think that your first click basically holds it in.
Yeah. Okay.
Tell
So
me if you need help with spells. They
sure.
can be confusing.
Sure, yeah, yeah. Wizard's Double creates a duplicate of the caster to distract enemies, granting the caster a high deflection bonus until he or she is hit or crit. First level wizard spell, speed fast. Caster plus 40 deflection, which I can hover over top of. The tooltips in this are really nice. Like, really nice hover tooltips. It defines
Yeah,
sort of
they
like
really
the tag words and stuff, so, you know, sort of defining everything that's there. Well, I obviously need something for attacks, and I am a fan of flames. I am a thing. That is a thing. What is this? Dazzling Lights. Overwhelms anyone in the area of effect with a brilliant and bewildering pyrotechnic display, decreasing their will and leaving them dazed. Dazed is a victim's accuracy is reduced by 10. Okay, so it's kind of like a little magic-based flashbang almost.
Yep.
Okay. I like that. We'll do that. We'll do a fan of flames as well. What is Adric's aim? Caster overworldly sight resulting in preternatural. That's a weird word. Accuracy for a short period of time. I don't know about that one. Parasitic Staff. Interesting. Creates a glowing quarterstaff, pure. Charlie is a flamer. Thanks, Pat. Creates a glowing quarterstaff of pure energy for the wizard to wield, granting a bonus chance to hit and giving the wizard endurance with each successful strike. So the wizard, like, he can attack with melee as well, right? That's what it sounds like.
Yeah. He will also. The thing I should probably mention is that, similar to D&D, your character, if you're playing a wizard, will end up having spell slots.
Mm-hmm.
So there will be a limit on how many spells you can cast in that sense.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you can attack in melee. There are specifically skills for that, and you don't just have to stick to ones. You've got staffs and a bunch of different items.
Mm-hmm. Let's chill fog.
But yeah, if you want like default spells, the minor missiles tend to be like the one always taken by pretty much anyone. It's basically like Eldritch Blast for warlocks in D&D. Everyone always takes it because it's the easiest. But that's only because it deals corrode damage or crush. Because then you're varying damage types. But no, fire tends to be quite useful.
Coats the ground in a slick oil-like substance, inflicting knockdown or anyone damage. So you're saying Minoleta's minor missiles is what
AoE
people
especially.
usually takes?
Yeah. The minor missiles people tend to just sort of pick because they're easiest.
Yeah.
And they tend to be one of the spells you can master. So later on you can level up and master spells, meaning they won't cost you spell slots to use.
Which allows you to learn other things. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I like that. You can master it and it doesn't cost a slot. That's cool.
Yeah, but that comes in a bit later on. You do also have an additional spell, I believe.
I'm looking
gone
at.
on
I
far
think I'm
enough.
gonna take. I
So
think I
it's
will
not
take the missiles instead of the touch. I was gonna take the jolting touch, but I think fan of flames, the parasitic staff. I'm questioning this decision, but I think that it's like bonus chance to hit and giving wizard endurance with each successful strike. If I'm able to like.
You as the wizard, one of the things is, as much as you're getting spells now, you can learn additional ones later by stealing people's grimoires, basically,
Hmm.
and spending money to learn their spells. So you may eventually just collect a bunch anyway, depending on how you play.
I think I'm gonna get rid of the staff and go for the spirit shield instead. Okay, cool. Next. I have 15 points: might, constitution, dexterity, perception, intellect, and resolve. I'm going to assume, without hovering first, that intellect is what's going to govern my magic ability. But I don't know that. What does intellect do? It doesn't have anything on hover. Oh, there it is. Yeah, it does. Represents the character's logic and reasoning capabilities and interactions. It can be useful for deduction, sudden realizations, and problem solving. In combat, it contributes to the will defense and influences durations and areas of effect for all abilities and talents. Highly recommended for wizard. Yeah, that's what I figured. We're going to take like probably up to 18 on that one, I think. Perception. Character's sense of instincts, abilities. I'm reading the chat. Flames and chill. Yeah. I think we'll take some more might here as well. Probably like something like this, I think. So 15 might, 10 constitution, 14 dexterity, 10 perception, 18 intellect, and 10 resolve. I can deal with that. Oh my god, there's more. What?
There's a lot more.
Culture. The Adir Empire is currently the largest. Oh, I see why you like this game now. Because you've got like ridiculous amounts of replay value out of it.
Each one does actually change a few of your traits as well, so pay attention to that bit.
Okay.
You can see that they change depending on which culture you're from.
There is the oldest and most powerful. I don't want to be them. The white that wins. Interesting. Large cracked southern expanse of polar ice. The white that wins is home to pale elves and small colonies of daring explorers, outcasts, and adventurers. Virtually no plant-like groves in the white. Is home to many hardy species and dangerous animals that forage. +1 perception. The living lands. I guess I'm just going to go with, just to get into the game, I think I'm going to go with something that helps the stat. So maybe I'll go with perception just because I didn't up my perception in the other thing. So maybe I'll go from here so I'll get an extra perception buff. Maybe we'll do that. Unless perception is extensive as well as their instinctive ability to pick up on details. Interactions. It can be used to catch someone in a lie, to make an observant comment about their appearance, or to notice something happening in the background. In combat, it attributes to accuracy and reflex defense, and grants a bonus to interrupt. Maybe that's not the best for my class. Maybe might would be better. Maybe the living lands is better. Attributes to both damage and healing as well as fortitude defense. Maybe that's what I should do. But in combat affects maximum health and endurance and contributes to the fortitude defense. Maybe constitution. God, they're all, it's like, I don't know if there's a right choice here. I don't know if there's actually a right choice.
Not really.
Combat,
I mean, it varies. Yeah.
I think I just like the way the white that wins looks. So I'm going to go with that.
Yeah, sometimes you go on the starting armor and everything that you get from each one.
Jesus, a background. Aristocrat, drifter, explorer, hunter, laborer, a mystic. That sounds like he looks like a guy that's got mystic on him here. You've never been able to explain how the universe guides your path. Behind every task you undertake is a feeling of cosmic direction.
Depending on your culture, it does actually change your backgrounds that you have access to.
Ooh, Ooh, so if I chose
So, if you wanted
like
to look at some others, then
oh wow, Jesus, this is so deep. The Living
yes,
Lands.
I did say it was.
Uh, um, maybe we'll go with Living Lands. See what I get here. Scientist. What's this? Rules that govern the world are a set of alchemical formulae to you, waiting to be discovered and manipulated. Lore +1 and mechanics. Mechanics. Traps and locks can be problem for even the toughest adventurers. The mechanics skill makes it easier to open locks and find and disable traps. Additionally, any character can use the mechanic skill to place traps of their own. The higher the mechanic skill. What does a drifter have? That looks just okay. Stealth, yeah. And what does the white that one's have?
There's sort of 5 background skills to an extent. So lore constitutes to the scrolls that you can use and some in-game sort of that you can use. Whereas things like mechanics refer to how well you can disarm traps without or how well you can unlock chests without using lockpicks even. So at high enough levels, you don't even use lockpicks to open the chest. You just kick it and it opens, basically. Stealth kind of needs to be rebalanced, in my opinion, but tends to basically mean that you can sneak for a bit longer before people notice. Meaning you can steal more and collect all of the books in the world, because yes, there are books. Good luck at finding them all.
I think I'm going to go with...
And then survival being that for every sort of 7th level of survival, it sort of upgrades each one. So if you like hovered over one of them.
Yeah, I see it.
So
I like
6s.
This. So if I chose Colonist, I would start with a healing multiplier already because I'd have survival +2, right? Or is that not how it works?
When you camp, it relies on your survival skill, and depending on how high your survival skill is, it'll give you options out of those 6. If your survival gets beyond 6, it'll start back at 1, but start at stage 2. So it'll give you damage reduction 2, then healing fire 2, and keep going. And you basically pick one of them, and from that camp till you sleep or camp again, you basically get that benefit. So between like bonus movement and damage reduction are generally where I go, because they're quite nice.
Okay.
So vary depending on what you do.
I think I'm gonna go.
I will recommend as like a side thing, if you're gonna use any scrolls, which you might, that lore will help you use them.
I think I was gonna go with Merchant. That's what I was thinking of going with. Have lore +1 and mechanics +1. The other thing I thought about doing was Laborer, but now that you've said lores, maybe I can even do Mystic. But I'm gonna go with the mechanic, the Merchant. Okay, so of course now I have to choose the appearance. Well, I'm thinking I might just, for the sake of this, I might just leave the appearance as is. But there are.
You can change your colors of your armor, so.
Change a whole bunch of things. Portrait. That's an ugly. Wow, 79 different portrait options. That's a lot of. Here we go. That's not me though. That's close. It's not quite.
I believe like the moon godlikes are somewhere like around. Where is it? Oh yeah, about 63 to.
Actually, I think I see.
64.
I think 21 right here looks pretty damn close. Yep, I'm gonna go with that one. Head appearance. I can change it. Ooh. It's a shame I can't zoom in on my character and get a close up on his head.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna leave it the way it was, though. Okay. Just gonna leave it. Voice. Uh-oh.
Yeah?
Ooh. Now I am the leader of the group.
Ooh.
Ah! I'll go on ahead.
I'm here.
I shall lead us.
Not that one.
Whenever you move the character or interact with it, it will use whatever voice you pick.
It's like XCOM. The soldiers talk back to me when I command them. Got it. Yeah, okay. Okay.
Yes?
Now I am the leader of the group.
They'll never know I'm here.
Okay, I'm just gonna take the smooth, I think. Enter name. Just for the chat. It's Chuck Nasty. Or maybe I'll just name him Nasty. Nah. What's a good mystic? What's a good name for this? Like, I don't know anything about the lore of the races or anything like that. Like, I have no idea. let's let chat you decide. Where do you want it? What should we name him? I know Pet's gonna say Chuck Nasty. Chuck Norris. I feel like we have the most unoriginal 6 people watching ever. We can name him.
me.
We can name him Nightbot. God.
Well, he is a moon
He
god.
is. He is a moon god. Flame Chuck. Loves it when the girls come to play.
When you're playing the game, I do recommend to actually like go through some of the dialogue options instead of just skipping through, because you will learn a few things.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like there are puzzles in the game that require you to find notes within the level to understand the puzzles, and even then they're hard. I've had to look it up multiple times.
Okay, so this I'm gonna name him Moonchuck. There you go. Looks good, I guess. Done. Let's see what happens. Oh man, new quest, the Gilded Vale. It's just. Caravan Master Adema. The Caravan Master finishes addressing the group, his bushy red mustache and sagging jowls quivering as if for emphasis.
Everybody stays close to the wagons, got it? Stay out of the woods, and beasts take you if you were planning a stroll through those ruins up there.
He nods toward a looming black mass on the hillside.
Whole area's crawling with hut-dwelling types who would be happy to stick an axe in you for trespassing. So mind that you don't track mud on their sacred blazing rocks.
John says, getting nostalgia for Baldur's Gate hardcore right now. Baldur's Gate. That's another one I never played.
Tonight, everybody stays
So
put.
many things
In
I
the
haven't
morning,
played.
we'll get the path cleared. Gilded Vale's less than a day out. Understood?
At last, the Caravan Masters turn to you, frowning as he looks you over.
Touch of the rumbling rot, could be. There's a stinging beetle round here, carries it. You'll be fine once it passes your innards. Unless you don't drink water, course. Which case you'll be dead in a day.
Guess I should probably drink water.
There's a berry grows in these parts, small and pink, called a springberry.
Well, in real life
About
or in the
size of a
game?
fingernail.
Oh, in the game.
Give you cramps if you eat it, but the frontiersmen make a tea from it. Calms the insides. Should get you through the night. You might check around, see if you can find some. Meanwhile, I'll see if we can scare you up some water. I know you want to hunt before it gets much darker, but see about refilling our water first. Got a sick one here.
Lima looks over his shoulder at his assistant, a lanky, intense man named Sparfell, who carries an old, sun-bleached bow. He nods in your direction. Sparfell nods and slides the worn bow over his shoulder. So this is the part where I get to choose a response, right? And I could do 1 through 5, and that would be my each of my responses. So, or maybe I get to ask all of these things. It's probably
Yeah. Only when it has sort of parentheses with a word after it does it tell you that that's a choice for an alignment, as it were.
Okay. So where would I find the
They
berries?
grow on a bush that's common round here, kind of funny looking. You'll know it when you see it. Doubt you'd have to go far off the road to find one.
What are those ruins?
Nothing you won't see on half the hills of Air Glonfoth. Money to be made selling their knickknacks in Defiance Bay, if you don't mind getting stuck with Glonfoth and arrows now and again. They didn't build them, but I'll be the effigy if they don't watch them like a mother bear.
Every time someone nods, you should drink a beer, Charlie. Oh, wow. That's going to be...
Of course, all
That'll be
the
a
ones
nightmare.
around here have been ransacked
shake
10
their
times
head as
over.
well.
Got nothing left worth half a pond, so I hear.
He adds with a wink, so I hear. Of course, all the ones around here have been ransacked 10 times over. Okay. Who did build the ruins?
Got different names for them. Settlers called them Ingwithans. Nobody that liked them enough to stop them becoming ruins, tell you that much. Not if you hurry about your business. And not if the weather holds up.
There's a concern in his tone, but he does not elaborate. What kind of weather do they get out here?
This time of year, rain mostly, and wind.
Oh, nice.
But there's a different kind of wind out here time to time. Locals call it a beawick, born out of the ether, the spirit's path. Never seen it myself, never cared to.
What are the huge rocks coming out of the ground?
They don't got Adra where you come from? Well, it just grows
Adra.
up out of the ground like this. Goes deep like tree roots. Some of it all the way to the heart of the world, you believe the stories. It's more like a shell than a proper rock. Easier to work if you're a mason. Got all kinds of strange properties. Seems to have some kind of life of its own. Dies if it gets dug up. Loses its luster. Folks think it probably grew at one point or another, but not these days. The soul butchers in Defiance Bay use it for different things. I've heard tell it can hold a man's soul, but I don't care to see it. Got enough to worry about without seeing something like that.
All right, let's go see about these berries then.
Hold on. Take someone with you.
Okay.
I know you're not
Now,
some
I will
helpless
recommend
tenderfoot,
right from the
not
start
like most of this lot.
to hit that key
You
that
drop
you
dead,
set
I don't want to be looking for the body.
for
Got a schedule
the
to keep.
interactables.
Yep, we'll be doing that. Your character's attributes, skill, race, culture, and sex may all open up options for you in dialogue. These options are not necessarily superior to the other responses, but give you a wider variety of choices to select from. The manner in which someone responds to your choices depends on their individual personality and attitude. All right, that's... I'm okay with the tutorial sticking around. You know, like I didn't plan this, but the stream HUD that I have, the little UI that I have for the stream, it's so far in perfect position, so it doesn't obstruct anything. It's like literally a tight fit for every single thing on the screen. So
Yeah.
if you're watching the stream, there's literally nothing under the UI. Everything is like it's pretty well done actually there, unintentionally, completely. He scans. Go ahead.
You'll have like the little character dialogue down in the bottom right that you'll cover up, but most of it will be displayed on the screen. But yeah.
He scans over the travelers, resting his eyes and lance on a sturdy iron armor-clad woman who has spent the journey nights sleeping on uneven ground without blanket or pillow.
Kalisha. Kalisha!
Kalisha. Woman looks up on her own time.
He needs to find some springberries. Watch that he doesn't drop dead.
No promises.
No promises, says
What kind of
Kalisha.
guide says something like that?
Kind you can afford.
Nice.
Don't listen to her. You're in good hands. And I pay too well, if anything. Off with you. Hayadin should have supplies. See that you're equipped before you head out. We're in harsh country. Get your berries and hurry back. And if you get so much as a tickle of wind, you drop everything and you run. Something in the air tonight. If it's a beawick, we'll shelter in the ruins. Hut dwellers be damned.
Oh, okay, I see. I was trying to figure out why Nightbot sent out a link to the Discord twice in 4 minutes, and it's because Krios prompted it. Yeah, I would say, like, for mods, for you guys who are moderators, I would say, like, you probably don't need to share the Discord link manually. Like, my streams are not going to be active enough, I don't think, to where it's going to be necessary. The automatic timers on the bot's messages are, I think maybe even right now are even too quick, but if the stream gets busy, then it's probably a good time, but it's going to do it all
Heard the
for
man.
you.
Let's get going before you keel over.
All right, so it says collect some springberries. Yeah, there are some messages under my screen, aren't there? Wondering.
They're not too important, honestly.
It's just the chat thing. Actually, can I? Let's yeah, like this. Let's get it to where it's narrowed in so it doesn't look like it's sticking out that much. Okay, so I'll hit L. Oh wow, there's a lot of stuff here.
So
Okay, so to
highlighted
move.
in blue Anything in blue is a container. Anything in white tends to be an ingredient that's just sort of lying around. Keep in mind that you will need them for crafting later on if you wish to enhance your equipment.
Consider it done.
Okay, so I move the click there, and then
You can left
I see
click
where you're
and
going
it'll
with
take
that.
you to that position
What did I
just
tell you?
based on your position.
yeah.
Or you can right click and drag to rotate the way that they'll be facing.
Okay, I'm gonna move some of this stuff because it is in the way. Or I'm gonna my face cam stuff is in the way. So I think I'm gonna move it. Maybe just here. This is probably a decent spot for it. I'm gonna move it right here, like this. That way you guys can see the messages and stuff that are popping up. So, and then I can extend this out again if I want to, because now it's not in the way. So probably like that. Okay, so I just got lock picked on difficulty 10 experience earned. Fair enough. What is it saying? Oh, welcome to Pillars of Eternity. If this is your first visit to the world of, you may want to watch these windows to become familiar with it. Okay, thanks. Party always consists of your character and up to 5 additional companions or adventurers. While the caravan is camped outside the Glanfathan ruins, which is where we are now. Glanfathan ruins. Odima has assigned Kalis. How did he say that name? It was Kalisha, right? To help you. She's a fighter, a class that excels at close quarters combat or close quarters defense. Use her abilities to complement your own. Select a party member, click on their selection circle, their portrait, or press the number button that corresponds to their position in the party. Starting with 1 at the left to select multiple party members, click and hold anywhere, and okay. To move selected members, click anywhere on the screen. All selected characters will path to their corresponding position in the format. If you see a red circle with a slash through it, you cannot walk on that part of the map. When multiple party members are selected, the action bar is hidden. To see an individual character's options selected. Okay, so I just opened this, I think. So now I have the game is paused. Oh, because okay, fair enough. I wish I could use WASD to move the map.
It's
I find
arrow keys.
Yeah, I find myself.
Because,
yeah,
WASD is used for like speeding up and slowing down time and a few other things. You can also forcibly attack your own party members if you feel like it.
Oh.
Game because it gives you an attack button. You can just choose to attack at random NPCs and stuff.
I see.
To let you do whatever.
Okay, so looks like there's another container over
Anyone
here.
need supplies? I've got sundries for sale.
Got some coin here. Okay, and then he's got supplies. You see a man wearing simple but mostly neat clothes. He's transfixed, however, by a ragged tear in the seam of his tunic. Okay, yeah.
Brought a whole wagon full of goods to sell, but not enough shirts for the road.
Scratches one cheek on it with his knuckles. It covered with uneven stubble as if it hasn't quite gotten used to shaving on the road. Okay.
Say, is there anything you need? I've got some basic traveling supplies for sale if you'd like to.
Yeah, let's take a look at what you got. Can I afford any of this stuff? I have 110. Guess, I wonder if a quarterstaff, these are all just melee weapons, right?
Yeah.
There's a rod here, though. What does that do? As a two-handed weapon. Never mind. What about, like, some armor? Or maybe a shield?
Your character does start out with some stuff. If you go into your inventory.
How can I see what he has already? I see inventory. Oh, there it is. Okay. So he just has a wand. It's a two-handed weapon. Okay. But he doesn't have a well, the wand, I guess he can't use a shield then, can he? Because he's going to need the book. Moonchucks.
The grimoire.
Grimoire. Okay.
You can right-click it and you'll see your spells. And this is where, if you find another one, you can learn stuff out of them.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can allocate basically which spells you want in each level, if you have any higher level spells sort of thing. So you can basically change them around and have a couple of grimoires for different things.
Wow.
So
Okay.
you can assign to like quick items and then switch through in the middle of combat.
I'm kind of thinking like I can't use a shield, I guess. What does she have? Can I look at her inventory?
Yep, she's your party member as well. So if you go back to inventory with the eye,
I see.
you can just click on her. Yeah.
So she's got. Oh shit, she's got some armor. You know, I don't think I'm gonna buy anything. I think we'll be fine. Oh, I keep doing. I keep doing WASD. I'd like to remap the damn keys later. Okay,
Yeah.
so I guess we're gonna go to the. Well, it's not this way, but I guess it's.
You get a lot of things for exploring.
Tall glass pillars appear
Escape.
as if they've sprouted from the earth. Pull this up just a little bit higher.
The Archer.
Okay. Prophet, how you
this
doing?
game is about exploration.
Mm-hmm.
Prophet's here, is he?
Exploration. Yeah, I can't really go anywhere. Oh, there we go. Oh, so it's gonna go. Ah, I see. This is forward. Why isn't my party member following me?
What you need?
Come this way. That's what I need.
Oh yeah.
There's.
You've
Spark.
only got
there.
your main character selected. You can just hit backspace and
there.
it'll select every one of your party.
I've got him now.
I'll have your water soon enough. Stream's not going anywhere.
Elias, welcome to the stream. I'm learning how to play Pillars of Eternity. Or I'm learning what Pillars of Eternity is all about. I just got this morning through the Humble Monthly offerings, and it's like this and a whole bunch of other things are available, and I was like, it looks interesting, but it's free, so I'll grab it. And turns out it's like a $45 game that has $30 worth of DLC, and it's like, what? I only paid.
Oh yeah.
I only paid $12 for Humble Monthly. Like, thank you for that.
No, the game does have an ending. Like each map is scripted to like perfection,
Let's check
and
why
if
those
you
outcrops.
return later, once you've completed certain quests, more things will appear. But there is like a limited sort of bit in the game to that extent.
There's like this. I wish I could zoom in too. Like, I feel like we're.
Scroll.
I know, yeah, but I'm in all the way, and I want to go in further. Like, I want to get even closer. It won't let me. I don't know. Maybe it's just like the fact that they're really, really tiny. And I want to see the detail in the map, so I want to get really close to it, and I can't.
Yeah.
Hey, Charlie, how about Game of Thrones last night? Man, I think it was probably one of the better episodes of the season. I gotta say, pretty happy with that. I especially liked Tyrion's little comment that he made on the hill. That's all I'm gonna say, because no spoilers. But Tyrion's comment on the hill, I enjoyed that quite well. Okay, there's a bridge over here. I don't know if this is where I'm supposed to go though, but I'm gonna try. I'm gonna go this way.
So I may as well teach you about formation, because currently you've got a default formation, but
recent.
you've got a wizard in your party,
good.
so it's probably best if you kind of have it a bit better.
Sure.
So you see down in the center bottom, you've got like a nice little 6 dice almost. That little number 6 as if it's a dice down on the bottom left.
Yep, formation. I see it. Yep. So
Custom formation number 1. You can basically click and drag people to where you want them to be in the formation.
So how would I?
Click, they'll try and face that way based on where they were originally.
I guess I don't. I click 1 and then nothing happens, and I'm supposed to like.
You want to right click it to modify.
Ah, okay. Okay, I see. Yeah, so I should move.
And then you can basically put wherever you want, but it'll sort of help slightly.
Sure.
Because you've got a wizard in your party,
Hey there.
so you're less likely to put good armor on them, and you're going to do sort of all of that sort of thing.
Yeah, so I've basically switched her. You probably see it in the stream. I switched her to where I basically just swapped them spots, so she's in the front now.
So
I think.
I may as well teach you a mechanic, because it's a hidden, unique item that you only get one chance to have a go at. So you see that burnt out campsite?
Yeah. Oh, and I didn't search it, but yeah, I see that.
Well, there's this sort of special sort of mode. So I mentioned sneaking earlier, and you have a sneak skill. You sneak by either pressing Alt or 2 symbols over from the formation button. You've got a little face
Yep.
that is scouting.
Yep.
If you do that in the area, you'll see that purple should appear in one of the tents. If not, walk a bit closer to one of them, and you should see it appear.
Purple? Oh.
Of the tents up the top.
Oh, yeah. Wow, okay. There is something
The
there.
hidden secret.
Yeah.
You basically have to sneak around or have a character with high enough sort of skills so that they notice it without sneaking. But sometimes you'll only find things if you're sneaking.
I see that.
So, a unique item that's more of a sort of almost them making a joke. It's specifically a weapon with really bad modifiers. But it happens to be a unique weapon, so
Isn't this
collectibles.
Yeah. So this is
it's like I think it's the only item in the game that has the terrible quality, which gives minus accuracy and damage.
So I
I
gave
click it for details and it'll go through all of it.
the disappointer.
Yeah. It'll even give you the backstory for it.
The disappointer. Does every weapon, does like all these different items in the game, do they all have their own backstories like this?
Which is why I love collecting them.
Jesus.
They're specifically shown as yellow items. They are unique.
The disappointer was touted as a powerful, reliable weapon, but it has consistently failed every one of its unfortunate owners. This is a terrible weapon that disappoints anyone who uses it. The gun appears well made at first glance, but closer scrutiny reveals poor design and shoddy craftsmanship. Those who aren't fooled by its appearance still occasionally attempt to use it just to see if maybe the whole thing was made up to look this way as an elaborate ruse, hoping that it is an artifact of extreme power, crafted by a master who desired to conceal its remarkable nature. It wasn't, and it isn't. Okay.
Yeah, I just love that weapon. It's basically an Easter egg they put in this map. You only get like one chance to get it, so.
It says enchant or compare. I'm assuming comparing it would be like comparing it to what I currently have equipped. And what is enchanting?
Enchanting. So if you hit enchanting, it'll bring up a new menu. So each weapon or armor or whatever can have 3 different sort of quality, secondary damage, or on armor's case they have resistances, and then I can just like right click an armor. On an armor they have attribute bonuses and proofing. So armor can give you bonuses to like perception, might, resolve, constitution, and stuff like that, whereas weapons deal additional types of damage. So you've got burning, corrosive, freezing, and shocking. And then slaying gives you damage bonuses towards a specific type of creature. Humans and all of that lot. Whereas like beast being like all animals, so wolves and everything like that.
It looks like I have a recipe I have to have. So I have to find recipes to enchant things and then use those recipes
looking
to
around
enchant.
The map trying to find resources. So in some cases it may be different plants, maybe different stones and different plants.
Okay. Cool.
So if you follow down to the very bottom left, you'll probably find a plant anyway. Don't forget to unsneak.
I probably should.
To the left of the campsite, you'll find like a little plant out in the open.
Yeah.
Just in general.
Yeah. I clicked the magnifying glass, but it's not going away. Is it always gonna? It's just gonna stay there.
Yeah, it basically stays there to give you information.
The footprints around the campfire are just indistinct and may have been here for days or longer. Okay, let's go this way.
If you double click, left click, it will move your camera to where you clicked.
Yeah.
That'll help you instead of dragging.
I'm noticing that I can't go that way. Another thing
No,
I'm
some
noticing.
ways you can't go.
Camera just refuses to move with me as well. So I guess I'm gonna go maybe this direction. Maybe the camera will let me go this way.
Then you'll see that you may have hit the bottom of the map.
I think so.
Yep.
Okay, so we'll head back this way, I guess. Maybe out this way. What is fast mode? Double speed. Here we go.
Fast mode basically, speeds up your characters.
Good.
I'd almost recommend searching the right side of the map before going up sort of top left.
We have encountered a young wolf. Okay, enemy
Yeah.
spotted, young wolf. So auto pause. That must be an enemy then. Cool. Nice. If I go like, guess I don't know how to engage in the combat yet, so I guess I'll just. Okay, so young wolf is a beast. Damage reduction, no. Okay, so like, do I just click it to attack it then, and then?
Yeah.
How do I use
As long
certain
as you've
spells?
got your characters selected.
Yeah.
Hey
So, if you hit C, you can open up your little character menu,
Yeah.
and you've got up the top in the center, you've got the two different portraits of your characters. That'll be how you switch between them. But if you go to the portrait of your character, you've got two different buttons. You've got appearance, and then you've got AI behavior. You'll want AI behavior, and then you'll be able to set the class behavior. So in their class, what do they do? So do they go for, in the case of a mage, crowd control, spell sword, that sort of thing? You've got if they can use their per rest abilities. In the case of a wizard, this would be their spell slots. So you have a base ability as a wizard, and that is called Arcane Assault. You get 2 per encounter, so your character will use them anyway. But if you chose to use your spells straight away, you can use per rest abilities.
Oh, we're going aggressive against this wolf.
Your auto attack basically works out whether or not you attack nearby enemies. You want to set your companion as well.
Yep. So
To be either on defensive or aggressive for pretty much all of it. Because if they're not seeking out enemies, it requires you to micromanage.
it says Pillars of Eternity combat uses a pausable real-time system. That sounds wonderful. Because you will often manage more than one character at a time, it's a good idea to pause the game, issue orders, and resume real-time to see the orders play out. The options menu also contains many choices for automatic pausing when certain conditions are met, which is what I did. Okay, so do I just left click it and my guys will do what I've told them to do, basically?
Yeah, you can left click on them or give them orders and all of that, then just hit space to unpause or click the circle in the center bottom.
One of your characters has
arrows.
been engaged in melee. When characters are engaged, they immediately stop moving. If they move again, they will provoke a disengagement attack from the enemies engaging them. Your characters will also automatically engage enemies when they initiate attacks against them with melee, okay? All characters in the game, friend or foe, have 4 primary defense against attacks: deflection, fortitude, reflex, and will. These defenses are based on the character's attributes, level, items, and other effects. Accuracy is compared to the appropriate defenses when an attack is made. If accuracy is below the targeted defense, then the attack suffers a penalty to the roll, and it is more likely to result in a miss. If accuracy is above the targeted defense, the attack is more likely to result in a crit. Kind of like XCOM. All right, I'm going to keep comparing it to that because that's all I got. Damage reduction. An enemy's DR reduces the incoming damage by the listed amount down to the minimum percentage. Try switching to a weapon or attack that does different types of damage. Got it. Good.
So yeah, quite simple.
So, yes, we have defeated the wolf. We shall
Okay.
pillage its remains. Because
I'm not going to give you spoilers, but I
Sure.
recommend, because they will tell you to go back over that bridge, for you to explore the
peek.
other the sort of camp area a bit for the rest of the ingredients before you do.
This is it.
Okay. Okay.
All the ingredients you can get, really. Saves you time later.
Krios says the game reminds him a bit of Tyranny. That's another game I've never played. As you receive quests, your journal will update with relevant information. If you ever get stuck, open it up and review your notes. So, Kalisha, whatever her name is, it has brackets and it says she's a merchant. Does that mean that that's her class? That's her subclass?
No. Specifically what that's stating is because you are a merchant, it's triggering this conversation specifically.
Ah, okay. So she would
So
say something
because you
different to
chose
me
that
if I was a different
background,
class.
yes.
Interesting. Oh, that's so deep. But I
Yeah.
noticed they don't actually have it voiced over, so less deep.
They do, some they don't.
Adema said something about you being in business for yourself. Well, yeah, because I'm a merchant. So I piloted cargo ships. That sounds adventurous. I used to transport things people want kept secret. Goods, people. I like this more. Yeah, how is it you happened to come here? A competitor sold me out to the authorities, but I managed to escape capture. I was tricked into transporting something I never would have agreed to. I'm never going to be in that position again. I got double-crossed while doing a deal. They made off with everything. That isn't your business. I think I'm going to go with this tricked into transporting something I would never have agreed to. Never going to be in that position again. Yeah, I like that. Hazard of the lifestyle, I suppose. You had to expect it was a possibility no matter how much you didn't want it to be that way. Breeze and her surroundings. It's been a long time since I've been this way, but I always did like it. Lord Redrick's offer makes a girl think. I'll give him that. You here to settle like the rest of the lot? I don't know. Am I just a drifter? Or am I going to consider? I don't know. Maybe I will say that I'm just passing through. And then something will change my mind later. Who knows? Who knows how the story will unfold?
Only Jazz, because Jazz has played through half the game.
How about I'm just gonna say I'm passing through. There you go. That's usually the case with the big city, just like the little ways. Wait, that's usually the case with the big city, just a little ways further up the road. Where you headed? Nowhere special. Putting as much distance between me and my old life as I possibly can. No. I'm going to continue on to the city, see where it takes me. Somewhere I can make some money. Yeah, I like that. You know, the guy's motivated. He's been doing things. You know, he's been transporting things. Got himself all caught up in something he shouldn't have had. Now he's in a difficult spot, but he's still motivated. Wants to make some money. I get it. It's cool. May your luck be better than mine. Anyway, I'm wasting time here. Odima will give me a earful. Let's be on our way. 3:09. I have something I have to do at 3:30, but I'm gonna keep going until then, I guess. Kalisha sighs evenly. Her eyes search for the ground at her feet. My sister moved out here some time back. She sent me a letter. She seemed worried, but that's how she always is this time. She asked me to come out. Got me a little worried. Doing anything for her. Let's see. I've worked with before. He doesn't usually drive this route this way, but he's doing it for me. Tell me about yourself. Can you tell me about Dyerwood? It's not much for history, but from what I know, it used to be part of the. How do I properly say this? Edir? I feel like this is a word I'm going to have to say over and over and over again, and I need to know how to say it right. Edir Empire? Etu Brute broke off after a war some years back. The locals here are feisty, and that's how they like it. I've been out of touch, and I've been hearing weird kinds of things about it lately. People having trouble giving birth, I guess. A lot of them. Been going on for years now, but somehow it's getting worse. I'll have to ask my sister more about it. Okay, let's go back to camp. Stream's just down that way. Come on, let's get you to water. You know, I wouldn't have held my breath that Spearfell is getting you the water anytime soon. Blah, blah, blah. Just check out my server. Okay. So, we should go this way then, I guess. Find Sparfell. So, you said I should go back across the bridge, though.
I said that you should probably explore the rest of the right side of the map before going back over the bridge.
I see.
Because once you do it, that you miss out on like the rest of the plants, basically. And a bit about the sort of events that are going to happen for a few seconds. This game has a lot of hidden sort of backstory that you've got to sort of seek out.
This path winds through a narrow canyon back
We
the way
shouldn't
you
stray
came.
too far.
Oh. Grooves in the road mark the passage of hundreds of caravans. I see. Okay, so let's go this way then. Chat's dead. That means either I'm extremely boring and they're just like listening with it in the background, or this is super interesting and they have nothing to say.
Not looking forward to trying to lift that thing tomorrow.
So it looks like there's a fallen tree. It's not going to budge. Okay. Krios is still here. That's good. Hi, Krios. Thanks for joining me still. Thanks for being my friend, Krios. Let's do this right here. Orland's Cradle. There's a whole bunch of horses over here, too. Okay. Yeah, it's this sort of like top-down art style that I never got into before. Like I never got into that game. Like Diablo, for example. Like Diablo was that way, right? That's why I never got into it. But
You had a couple of different sort of dungeon crawling games that came out at one point that sort of encompassed that.
well, it looks like I got everything on this side of the map, unless I'm.
Yep, I think you have at least.
So it wants me to go over the bridge, so I guess that's what we'll do. I are here. Thank you, John. I need to edit Kerbal. Maybe I'll start. Maybe I'll stream. Maybe I'll stream more behind the scenes or something. I need to do something. I need to do it. Like, ugh, God, I need to do it so bad. What's this? This is a corpse, which has leather armor, and it also has more lockpicks. Sweet. Bad signs, any way you figure it. Some bandits maybe came through here. A corpse is cold to the touch, and a ripe smell wafts from it in putrid waves. A dark, crusted bloodstain besmirches its simple linen clothing. Or clothes. Simple linen clothes. Clothing. Stuffs. Okay. We all be here. So that's what it was then. It's just super interesting, and he had nothing to say.
What a surprise. Sparfel went hunting. At least he left the water skins. Come on.
Yeah, we'll take the water skins. You crouch at the riverbank and dip your water skin into the cool water while Kalisha, yeah. Water while... I heard the guy say it initially, but I've forgotten. Cool water while Kalisha waits nearby, keeping watch. As you rise, you notice her look up sharply towards the tree line. You've gained an item, quest, full water skin, added to the stash. Okay. Out of the trees emerges Sparfell, one of the guides, barely discernible in the dim moonlight. He no longer carries his bow, and there is a strangeness to his gait. His stride wobbly as he moves towards you with labored breath.
Sparfel, are you all right?
Sparfell's toe catches on a rock, and he collapses forward in a heap, the feathered shaft of an arrow planted between his shoulders like an enemy flag. Oh, man. We're being aggressive. Let's do it.
Ambush!
Ambush. Ready to rock. Do it. Go. Game is paused. Don't pause. Fight! Fight. Keeps auto-pausing. Come on, do it!
Yeah. That's why you sort of turn off quite a few things on auto-pausing, really. I believe it's more that it's spotting enemies, and so it's just sort of notifying you for now.
Yeah. So it does it on enemy spot, but then it also does on combat start.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if I need both of those. Maybe I do.
Maybe
Whatever.
not
It's
on
fine.
combat
I'll just keep hitting spacebar. It's fine. I'd rather me have to unpause it than for it to like want to pause and not pause.
So
Get him.
I'll sort of mention now, because I may as well.
Come on, we have to get back to camp.
I'll mention it now because you've sort of kind of gotten past that point. But as you sort of noticed slightly but didn't pay attention to some of it, the tree itself that was knocked over, you remember that?
Yeah.
Over, had jagged cuts.
Yeah.
Specifically, as if they were. Because the whole scene there leads up to this ambush that you're currently in.
Yeah.
So it's all plotted. No matter what you do, you are part of a storyline.
Yeah. Camp was this way. Now I see why I should be able to zoom out so far. So I can just click and let them run instead of having to click small. Oh, we have a hunter. Ooh. The camp maybe is under attack as well. To fight. Fight.
I'll teach you a lesson.
Bam. Oh yeah, take him out. Loot his corpse, if possible. There it is. We'll take the gold, please. Yep. Well, I'll take the... I don't know if I need the hide armor. I can always sell this stuff, though, so...
Yep. Anything you don't need, you can throw in your stash. And your stash is basically unlimited capacity on any difficulty. Just on the harder difficulties, it disables you from being able to actually access your stash unless you're at a campsite, basically.
Yeah, it looks like the camp was attacked, for sure. All around you lie the masked remains of other travelers, peppered with arrows and knife hilts. Splayed and bug-eyed and filthy. Kalisha puts the back of her left hand to her mouth as if to ward away some poisonous vapor. A handful of dark figures stand above the fallen, treading on limbs and backs and heads, jerking their axes from bodies as if from half-split logs. One of them, towering this I can't read. Lots of reading today. One of them, towering and severe with a thick beard tasseled with knots, holds a wet blade at the back of the man you recognize as Huden, the last of your caravan left standing. Lay down your arms, trespasser. Do not forfeit this man's life for a fight you will lose.
So
Why
it
have
should
you
be
done
showing you
this?
the different interactions you get now.
Yep. Lore 1. The ruin has not been sullied by our hands, men of Air Glanfath. Do I only get one choice? I think I probably... Why have you done this? You know, I'm going to go with the one that says Lore 1, because I might as well. Your words carry no weight when I have seen the truth with my own eyes. Blood must be paid for this intrusion. I guess my lore wasn't high enough. So I say again, lay down your arms. Don't trust them. They mean to kill us all. Oh, some of them are like, yeah, red because I don't have a high enough skill for it, I think.
So because you're on a lower difficulty, it allows you to see the things that you don't qualify for, whereas some of them would be hidden.
Intellect 15. Judging by the string of animal teeth around your neck, I'm guessing you are worshippers of Galawain. If Galawain told you to stop protecting the ruins, would you? Interesting. Might 14. Only a fool attacks a weak enemy while a stronger one yet lives.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I want to antagonize him a little bit. I feel like it. The man considers this, looking you up and down. Humph. Yet. He shoves Hyoden towards you. As he does so, the man rakes his blade against Hyoden's torso. Ow, he's going to scream and stumble forward. A wide gash in his clothing beginning to bloom crimson. The man sets his feet to engage you, his axe raised high. Well, I guess that didn't work to save his life. And there's two of them. Cool. Let's go against the leader first. Like we said, wouldn't attack a weaker enemy while a stronger one lives.
Wait, did you actually get Hyoden killed?
Yeah, apparently so.
There's a way to keep him alive.
Huh?
There's a way to keep him alive.
Oh, wait.
No, he's still alive.
He's still alive. It said he had a
just
gash.
has a debuff.
Oh, okay.
If you look at his portrait down in the bottom, he's got like a little icon to the top right.
Yeah.
That little red one. If you hover over it, it'll tell you exactly what it is.
Okay. Glanfithin leader, your enemy lies supine. I don't know the word. On the ground, unable to rise. His companions now silent among the other dead. His breath comes to wheezing, fitful gasps. He looks not at you, but at the sky above you. Forgive us. Barely audible beneath this choked sighs. It's going to be a hard time for me to keep reading today. My God. I've been reading since like 7:30 this morning, just nonstop. Barely audible beneath his choked sighs, a whisper of wind stirs the air. At this, the man's eyes roll back as he closes them. Good. The gods are just. Good. The gods are just. A queer smile crosses his face. I am ready. The wind begins to swell, whipping around the camp, electric and volatile, appending pots and rattling tents like an angry spirit. You can feel it begin to seep beneath your skin, and where it pierces you, it feels as though it is rendering you apart from within. Caravan Master Odima, seated against a wagon wheel amidst the howling maelstrom, slashed across chest and bowel. Odima's body stirs, and with great effort, he raises his sagging head, his eyes barely open. He looks directly at you.
Get inside! Run!
Get inside, run. Everyone get inside. Oh, this is new. Get this stupid thing out of the way. No, I can't close the tutorial. Oh well. Straining against a gale that threatens to pull you off of your feet with every step, you set your hands on the worn fields of withered rock and set about pulling yourself up the precipice. With a last burst of energy before your arms give out, you swing yourself up onto the ledge. Hyoden trails behind, slowed by injury and delayed by early hesitation. As he nears the face of the rocks, one of the fallen attackers, who had been feigning death, lunges for Hyoden and topples him onto the rocky ground. Restrained, Hyoden lashes out against his fatigued assailant, but struggles to break his hold. They are close to you. From your position, you would have a good chance at hitting your mark. So, I can't do the dexterity thing, but channel a bolt of energy towards the attacker. That's vague. Allow Hyoden to break free on his own. Yeah, because that's totally going to work. I think I'll go with the bolt of energy, thanks. Your aim is true, and the hit jars Hyoden loose. Lurching. I guess it's lurking or lurching. I never know which one. Probably lurching. Lurching to his feet, Hyoden clambers up the base of the rocks. As he nears the top, however, the wind flares, pulling him sideways and tearing one of his hands free. But diving out onto the hard rock, you manage to catch hold of it. Securing his other hand, you pull with waning strength, and it feels as though your arms will be jerked from their sockets. They hold just long enough for Hyoden to set his feet and join you on the trembling ledge. Oh. There is a deep resonance to the swelling wind now. You feel it in the rocks beneath your feet and inside the cavity of your own chest, as though it would shake the marrow from your bones. Each new gust menaces the old stones before you, loosening connections, unsettling balances. As you dart beneath the old archway, the entire portal begins to fall beneath its own weight. Oh. Oh, is that so? He's joined our party. Yeah, was that? That's all you have to say after all of that is what's that?
A Buick. Had to be.
A Buick? Like the car?
Buick.
A Buick.
And we're lucky to be alive.
And we're the only ones.
We can't
So
stay here.
you have two
There could be another
options that you
collapse.
can do, really.
We're not getting out that way
Do
anyway.
you want to hear them all?
Let's get further inside. Can you walk?
Sure. Yeah, I'd like to hear the options. Yeah.
So you could probably either end it here or take about 10-15 minutes to complete this area and then leave it on a nice, really good cliffhanger once you complete this area.
Okay, we're gonna complete the area then. My 3:30 will just. Oh, they're messaging me.
It should only take like 10-15 minutes depending on how long it takes.
I'm afraid I don't have that time. Yeah, they're definitely here. They're like, I'm ready when you are. I don't have that time. As much as I'd love to end it on a cliffhanger, I don't. But you know what though? Like this might end up being a nice formal series. This might.
Do you like it?
This might be something. This might be something I try after Mass Effect ends. We'll see. I don't know.
It really is a good game.
It sounds.
So
it's doing
what did
really
you
well.
actually think of it then?
I think that as far as a person who really likes the story, likes a good story and wants to continue it, fantastic. Still not a fan of the top-down thing, but that's a preference of style-wise. But I like that they voiced over things. I like that there's a very, very deep character customization to it, and there's a variety of different choices. And I like how you can. It's not unique. It does this in a lot of games, but I do like how you can forge your own path and sort of create your own story. And then even if you chose the exact same character customization in the beginning, you could have completely different story later on. It's maybe not completely, but it seems like it seems like there's a lot of possibilities here for. One other thing I'm always looking for when I try a new game or a new series or a new stream or whatever is I want to do something, maybe not like completely unique, but at least something different than other people are doing. That's always something I'm striving to try to do. Yeah. And I feel like this game, it's almost impossible not to have that happen. It's going to be different in some way, no matter what you do, because like there is a limit, but there's a lot of different ways to go about it. It seems, and
it really comes down sometimes to how much you explore, because some people like me love collecting the unique weapons, even though you have to go out of your way sometimes to find them. I found that one by luck once, and I keep getting it every time I go there now. But it's kind of cute how they put one there.
Yeah. So I'm totally opening to explore this more. But I do have to go now, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So thanks, Jazz, for walking me through this. Thanks, chat, for all you people out there who like Krios and Remember Life, and Leo's Gaming YouTube. Hi. I actually totally missed that you were here. John E., thank you for joining me, guys. Everyone who's still here. Prophet, Elias, you guys. Stay safe, and I'll see you next time.